Hi guys, thanks for joining us for some more Real Talk Dog Talk. I'm Tori.
And I'm Barb.
For those of you who haven't joined us before, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at realtalkdogtalk@yahoo.com.
And if you are a regular listener and you have been emailing us, we love to hear from you. It helps us with some ideas when we get those suggestions through the emails.
Today we have Enzo and Jim, which is a must, we know.
Yeah, we've been tampering a little bit with our sound on the podcast, and we've had just a horrible time with echoes, and we've been trying to figure out our equipment. We're new to the podcast world, so we're just in a learning curve.
Yeah, we are.
And we found that when we only have one of them,
Enzo or Jim, either one.
yep, that we get more echoey sound.
So they're necessary.
They are gonna have to, both be in here
Mm-hmm.
and be co-workers.
Well, and if they're not getting along, we'll just stick them to the wall.
Yeah, we've got, there's gotta be some, I don't know, stapling seems harsh.
We got plenty of tape.
Okay,
We
tape
just tape Jim up to the wall.
and Enzo's feet to the ground.
Yeah, just, then what?
Gives a whole new meaning to podcast room, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Hey, they're still buffering the sound, okay?
They are.
So,
It seems to be something helping. I don't know. They
yeah.
are great help. Actually, that's all a joke. We would not tape our dogs or
No.
staple them.
No.
They are here on dog beds. They actually have it better than we do, if you think about it.
They do. Jim's using the dog bed that's 3 times his size.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a little prince sitting in
Enzo
there.
uses the round one as a pillow for his head.
Yeah.
Smaller.
His butt's
So.
kind of cushy, so.
Yeah. Yep. So we have to have 2 dogs in here apparently
Mhm.
to have a good tone to our podcast. And now I suppose I'm going to listen to this and I'm going to be wrong.
Right, but now, well, yeah, that is how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah. So now that we've put that out there, we're going to look like fools.
Knock on wood. There we go.
Oh, we don't have real wood in here,
Oh,
Tori.
pretend.
Knock on 4, Micah.
Yeah, close enough.
But it's got a lovely wood grain.
It
to
does. It
so
looks-
maybe that'll help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
Anyhow, today we have kind of an interesting topic, and that is, can pets see ghosts?
I love paranormal talk.
You
I
do?
love it.
Yeah. Tori, if there is anything paranormal on TV, she's got it,
It's
on
saved.
her save list.
Yeah.
It's always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I can't pick. I like a Hitchcock, though, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened to me. It took a turn when I was young and never fixed. So
Yeah.
here we are.
Anyhow, so we're going to talk about, excuse me, the allergies are kicking in this week. But we are going to talk about whether our pets can see ghosts. Now, Tori is a paranormal freak. But
Yes.
I will say that I do believe in that type of event. I'm not saying everywhere you turn there's a ghost or some afterlife issue going on, but I do believe it is something that happens.
Well, yeah, and you can write a lot of things off. Old houses do make weird noises. Sometimes it is just the wind, It's that you have to look at it grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt.
True, and it could be a dead guy standing by your bed wondering why you're in his house.
It could be. So also keep that in mind,
Right.
okay? Because you'd rather be friends.
Yeah, always, the little tip for me, make friends with the afterlife.
Well, you don't want to be on their bad side.
No.
I mean, I'm not sure what that's like, but I don't want to find out.
Yeah. So that is, it's perspective, really. It's
Yep.
everybody's opinion, and so again, this is not intended to offend anyone, but this is just some information we came upon and some of our own thoughts to boot.
So, I did some looking,
Okay.
which I've seen plenty of stuff, obviously. But there a lot of stuff that they said for science wasn't surprising. Okay, so I did some looking and just trying to find some things on the science end of things.
Right.
And they pretty much said there's no proof. Okay. That we say that about all the paranormal stuff. Videos, audio recording, pictures, it can be debunked. It can, for all the different reasons, right?
Right.
But some of the signs to look for, if your dog may possibly be seeing or sensing something paranormal, is unexplained barking and growling randomly, fixation on a certain area or object, like a room, a cabinet, a doll. People get creeped out by dolls. I don't know. I had porcelain dolls on my bed when I was growing up, so I think they're fine, but
Yeah, but you like creepy stuff.
I do. That explains a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Freezing or standing still abruptly, sudden changes in behavior, and acting different in certain locations, like avoiding a room or a hallway, anything, any area. So those, which there's, I'm sure, plenty more. Dogs they react all sorts of different ways, but that's something to look for, because we can't see, hear, or sense the way that dogs can.
They have kind of a sixth, seventh, and eighth sense.
They do.
They are very
in tune with the universe, I'd say.
They are in tune with the universe. And I think, too, you and I were talking one time about, like, the medical alert service dogs.
Yep. Yes.
And how they are able to smell blood sugar levels off of, a person's flesh.
Yeah.
And the thing with that, even, for heart attacks, seizures, things that, it's amazing what they can sense off a human body.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that people have put so much stock in that is because medically they can validate that the person is having a heart episode.
Right.
Or their blood sugar is dropping or skyrocketing.
Yes.
They can, scientifically validate it.
Yes.
So I think that's why, when the dogs have that kind of sense or reading of a person, oh yeah, well that totally makes sense.
Yep.
But with the paranormal, there's just absolutely little to no scientific way to validate it.
Right. Well, and that's the thing too. You can have all the air quotes proof you want with the paranormal. Again, audio, video, pictures, your dog telling you something, and somebody out there is going to say, well, you can't prove it.
Right.
And technically, you can't.
Right.
There's really, and that's where I think a lot of skeptics come in and say, well, hey, I'm right.
Well, and the thing with the skeptics is, there's always going to be some Yahoo out there who is making, ridiculous videos where they've rigged things.
Oh, yeah.
A thread or something opening a door, or pulling a piece of furniture with a unseen piece of rope or something.
Yeah.
And, fun and games. I know life is not serious about everything. That's fine. But it does make it hard to validate it when people do make videos like that.
Yep.
Then it's hard to know if something is really happening or not happening.
Yeah.
So really the only way to, and I'm not talking about little orbs floating around. Yeah, that could be a moth or some dust.
Right.
But, when you see something substantial,
Mm-hmm.
then you have to wonder. I knew somebody one time that told me that they had put all their dogs away.
Mm.
And when they woke up, all the dog toys were in a pile.
Well, who did that then? I want to know.
You want to know?
I want to know who did it. Someone sleepwalking?
Well, since that individual was the only one in the house, no children or partner of any sort, they were just there alone. That's a really good question. How does something like that happen?
Yep. And is there proof? No.
No, not unless they would have. And, if they would have had a camera set up and caught that, they would have said, why'd they have a camera sitting there in that particular place? They must have done something to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I thought that was and actually I believe they said that happened more than once, like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And in different locations of the house.
Oh, it's a busy guy, girl, person,
Thing. But, when you hear stories like that, that, no one's going to break in their house and stack up their dog toys.
Yeah, right.
So, I don't see. So, you hear stories like that, and it does just kind of put a question mark in your mind. And to validate it would be very tricky.
It would be. And that's the thing. You can go, dogs can have different health issues that are similar to Alzheimer's, dementia. They can have anxiety disorders, things like that. And that can cause them to have strange behaviors like that. And again, there's 2 sides. But you got to feel bad for the dog that's, in my opinion, possibly seeing something and having to go to the vet 25 times because they're pretty sure something's wrong. Instead, maybe it's just your house. Okay.
Well, that's true. I hadn't even really thought about the dog. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So maybe lay off the vet visits, and maybe set a recorder out, burn some sage.
Yeah.
Maybe try that route. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's something to think about. And there are things, with the Alzheimer's. Because I've been in healthcare most of my life, I do know that, they do tend to have people who are affected by that. Will go into a gaze, kind of staring off. So you can see where that might be something that might be misinterpreted.
Yep.
That your dog might be doing if they're in an advanced age.
Yeah.
But really, to a certain extent, you just have to accept that maybe your dog isn't having a health issue.
Yeah.
And there is something going on.
Right. Well, and I have not worked in healthcare very much. I did CNA work for was it like a year maybe? Maybe, yeah. So not my thing, okay. But the nursing home no animals there, okay. And the room was empty, but there was one room where the TV would constantly come on. Was it wiring? Probably not. Okay. I'm pretty sure the lady across the hall wasn't doing it. All right. So, I would have liked to have a dog in that room. Let's see what they say.
Would they have gone in the room?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, actually, there was a paranormal show on, and I believe it was out east. I want to say, gosh, I can't even think where it was, but this individual had it was her, lifelong dream to have a farm and do some animal rescue, and she had a barn full of horses, and she would go out in the morning. The horses were in different stalls.
Oh my gosh.
And
no.
I thought to myself, now that would be tough to fake.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going out there and nothing is even where you leave it. I mean, that kind of seems like it isn't something that is being staged.
Well, yeah. I would have liked to seen video of that.
Well, I think they didn't get a video of it, but they were doing some walkthrough with a psychic and some ghost hunting group, and they did on video see the horses were just getting very agitated to the point where they were in their stalls, they were safe where they needed to be, and they would get very agitated and to the point where they were working up a sweat.
Oh my gosh.
And in my opinion, they probably were seeing something that was upsetting them, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't a mouse.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the ghosts in your house are not appreciating our podcast.
Well, it seems that way. Someone's making a stand here.
They're tampering with
Yeah,
their
they are.
equipment.
That's right. Where's my sage? Hold on.
We didn't come prepared with sage.
No,
How
this
could
is
we have known?
right. This is news to me. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so I think I will just put it out there that I am pretty sure that dogs can sense the paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
I am a person that believes in the paranormal. I'm not a freaky person that sages my house every time I buy one,
Right.
or do any kind of regular maintenance on avoiding paranormal.
Yeah.
But I do think it's out there. I don't know, maybe heaven and hell gets, standing room only or something where
Right.
there's just no more room for them. I don't know. Maybe they don't know they're dead. That's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like the dogs do kind of know when there's something happening in a house.
I think so too. Well, and with their sight, hearing, and smell, they can see and sense things that we can't, and that doesn't necessarily mean of this world.
Right.
And hey, skeptics will argue. Yep, they will. But
And
there's
they always will.
They always will.
Yeah, I mean, people have different opinions and ideas, and not everybody is just thinking the same thing. So for me, what I believe and think may not be what my neighbor thinks or believes, and that's fine.
Right.
I mean, we don't. I personally do not have a problem with somebody disagreeing with me.
Oh yeah.
But I do see. I think in our lives, with you growing up and the boys, I think there have been things that occasionally have happened that I have definitely had questions in my mind
Right.
about.
Well, and the thing is, when I look at us, you're talking to a skeptic. They say, "Well, you don't have proof. You don't have proof." Okay, no. Maybe I can't come up with 100% solid proof, but tell me how that happened. Give me how'd that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could come with a good example right now, but there's things that do happen, and maybe there's no proof, but there's no explanation either. So if there's no explanation, and science can't explain it either,
Right.
I mean, call me. You can call me crazy. It's okay, but I want them to prove it to me.
Prove that it's not.
Yeah, that's what you prove it.
Well, I think there's some people that do go around trying to debunk that sort of thing, but I think I'm a pretty firm believer in when I think I was telling you one day about that cat we had, that when I was sad,
Oh yeah.
she was not a very affectionate cat. Her name was Houdini,
Yes.
and beautiful cat, and kind of stayed to herself, but whenever I was sad, she would come and sit on my lap.
Yeah.
And there's really no indication, as far as what I was doing. I was raising my kids and doing my thing, and she just seemed to know when I was bummed out, and she would come and sit with me. And I feel like if a cat or a dog can sense our emotions here on this earth,
Right.
why would they not be able to sense or feel, a paranormal situation?
Right. There was, because I watch a lot of paranormal stuff, but
Oh, you do?
surprise. There, I can't remember which show it was, but they owned. I can't recall what the building used to be originally. Possibly just a home or a small hotel, but they turned it into like a little store, just miscellaneous things. They had antiques, collectibles, things like that, upstairs, downstairs, and they had this little dog. It was like a little dog. I don't know what kind, but had like longer fur, and they took the dog everywhere with them. The dog just kind of was part of what they did, and when they bought this building and started going in and getting things together, and then they got the store up and running, that dog was slowly starting to act very unsure of the place, didn't want to go in. And this is a dog that followed their owners everywhere they went. And that dog did not want to go in that building, wouldn't do it, didn't want to do it. And so they did have some paranormal investigators come in, and there was something in the building. Something had happened in the basement to one of the previous tenants, and it was this woman, and the dog was just terrified. And I can't remember what, air quotes, proof they had. I can't recall, but they came up with something. There was some evidence there that they had captured. And I do understand old buildings. Yes, I have an old house. They do make noises sometimes.
Yeah, there are. But you know what? That's why I always liked having dogs around.
Yeah.
Because, I was a single mom of the 4 kids. I was alone with them.
Yep.
And I felt at peace with having a dog around because they always knew if the house was creaking or the furnace was rattling.
Yep.
Or if there was a mouse in the corner.
Yeah.
They knew that. So I always felt comforted in knowing that they would alert me to something that wasn't okay.
Well, right. And I think that's where the sixth sense with the dogs kind of comes in, is because they can tell if it's just the creaky house.
Right.
They don't, I'll hear something and, I'll react to it. And it's just some, the house creaking, settling, whatever. And the dogs won't even, nothing. You can tell it's just things settling, and the dogs aren't bothered by it. Now, I betcha if something else went on, and there was a different kind of noise, I mean, even things outside, which it is a town, but that's the thing. They can differentiate between, say, something happening, like my son dropping something when he's upstairs, or the house creaking. They might bark at something being dropped upstairs, but they don't when it's just the house.
Well, didn't you say that one time and this is just an example of the level of alertness with the dogs, but you were telling me one time that when you heard a noise upstairs that you weren't sure if you heard it or not, but at the time you heard it, your dogs all looked up at the same time you did?
Yes.
So, that's kind of their cue to you.
Right.
That there is something going on up there.
Yep.
And,
Yep. And that's the thing. They have done that. So there are, if you're watching TV, because that's what I was doing. I was watching TV and I could have sworn I heard something. So I did mute the TV, but what made me do that was the dogs reacted with me.
Right.
Otherwise, I probably would have kind of blown it off and been like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
But clearly, we all heard it.
Right.
So.
And that's the amazing thing about having a pet is they are, because of that extra ability to hear and even see, smell.
Yep.
They are hearing things that we don't always get, but they also are, I would never send my dog out to handle something that I thought would put them in danger.
Oh, yeah.
But if they're alerting me to something, then I know I need to get up and go check on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, they're like a little alarm.
They are. And they do see, hear, and smell things that we don't, which is amazing. And it's like when dogs have saved their owners from like carbon monoxide or things like that. We can't smell that. We don't know what's going on, but these dogs, they're on it. They already know.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have that sense.
Yeah. This veers a little from the paranormal talk.
Okay.
But as you know, I recently lost Rocky, my 17-year-old husky.
Yeah.
He passed away a few weeks back. And when I first got him, he would go over to the fence to the north of my yard, and he would just bark relentlessly.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, good grief.
No way.
This is a great dog.
Yeah. So glad.
And I would go out there, and in the longest grass possible, there would be a fox sitting out in the pasture. And when I realized that he was actually barking at something, and he was telling me, hey, there's a fox in the pasture.
Right.
It is something I would have not even seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was really pretty much out of sight.
Yeah.
And he either heard it or saw it and alerted me, and I was stupid and did not listen. So his barking was being annoying, and it was my own fault.
Right.
So, they can sense and see and hear things that we just don't even know are there.
Yeah.
Whether it be paranormal or not. And to me, if your dog is barking relentlessly, maybe you need to look at why.
Well, right. And it could be anything. You just don't know. And for you skeptics, good luck finding an answer. Okay?
Right.
Just saying.
Now, I'm going to warn you, Tori. They're probably thinking, as a believer, good luck finding that.
I know. I'm sure it's the same thing both ways, isn't it?
It is. But I do think the dogs do indicate that there is something going on. And, if they can read our energy,
yeah,
we're here in this world, why can't they read their energy, even if they haven't, we can't see them.
Well, exactly. And that's the thing. The way I think, too, if there are times when people can, sense, see, whatever you want to call it, the paranormal, tell me how a dog who has better senses by far wouldn't be able to.
And that's kind of a backwards way of looking at it, but actually that's very true, too, yes.
Yeah.
We always think, oh, yeah, they can read it, but yeah, if there's something going on, why wouldn't they be able to?
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know non-believers, skeptics, they think the rest of us are nuts. Maybe. But there might be some truth to what we got, what we think.
Mm-hmm. And we're a lot more fun.
Heck yeah.
I think that is the paranormal people telling us that we're not that fun.
We are. Thinking, well, now I'm going to have to get the house checked out. So, Enzo. I don't know. He seems unbothered at the moment, but...
So it must not be happening now, huh?
He's sleeping. He's busy.
He does a lot of that.
He does.
Anyhow, so yeah, I guess I'm kind of, I'm not even gonna say I'm on the fence. I think there is some paranormal things that happen in life, but I just think that when your dogs are alerting you to something, you should always check.
Always. The, again, they have extremely better senses than we do, and
By like 100 times.
yeah, it's insane. So if they're telling you something's up, you really should check into it. Even if you, and don't take them to the vet all those times, okay?
It's not a seizure.
Right. It's not the tumor, okay?
It's the dead guy by your bed.
Listen to the guy. Jeez and rice. I don't, leave the dog alone. Put the dog down. Okay, well, I can't really I can only pick up Jim, so the other ones would already be down. But
So, do your pets see ghosts? Yes or no?
I vote yeah.
I'm leaning on the yeah side. Yep.
And that's the thing. If we go back in history, I could go on even longer about this stuff, because I'll tell you what, way back then, I think they had a pretty good idea what was going on. I mean, they believe in all that stuff. They held animals, specifically cats and dogs, in a high regard, because they felt like not only could they sense the paranormal and have a connection to that, but they could protect us from them as well.
Oh, really?
Yep. So, which, that is their job, if you think about it. Maybe.
Well, I'm safe then.
Yeah. You guys, actually, I was sitting on the couch last night, and I had Enzo next to me on the couch, and then the two other ones on the floor by my feet, and I'm like, yeah, see somebody bust in right now. Let's see it.
Paranormal included.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Come down those stairs. Come on.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that's great that they're actually even a protective. I of course have guardian dogs.
Right.
But it sounds like it's pretty much any kind of dog or cat.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Cats actually. Well, the Egyptians were the ones that kind of had the whole cat thing. They'd mummify them and put them in the tombs with them and all that stuff to, be with them in the afterlife and all that. Again, I could go on all day about the history stuff, but I won't. But that's the thing. I mean, I think back then they were a little less influenced by garbage that's out there now. Oh, they weren't so much about trying to fake people out on things. I mean, if something happened, that's what happened.
Yeah, it happened, yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like you said, you got, people, they make videos trying to, fake people out, saying, oh, this happened, it's real. And they're just trying to get views on their videos and whatnot.
Yeah. So you're saying pre-social media.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep. Well, and then if we're talking that, I mean, we could, there's the Amityville thing. There's, I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, all those, like, they have animals, and sometimes animals even end up dying in certain situations, which there's arguments on both sides. Well, what if the dog got into something? What if this? What if that? Well, okay. But if the family doesn't leave things out, there's no way that dog could have gotten into anything. And that's a super sad deal, like if anything ever, which that'd be a very extreme case, but again, I've seen a lot of stuff.
You're almost a professional ghost hunter.
Almost. So, but that's the thing. It's gone on forever, and okay, maybe there isn't actual proof, but the fact that it's been something that has been spoken about since forever.
Well, I think too, if you want to go back in history, I think in the past, I'm talking like many years past, I think it was not really something people talked about a whole lot,
Mm-hmm.
for fear that they would be considered crazy.
Right, yeah.
And so I think back then it was more an issue of kind of, you don't mention it, you just kind of keep it under your
Mm-hmm.
hat, and you just lived with it, dealt with it, and
Yep.
didn't really tell your neighbor that you got a little girl standing in your window.
Well, right, yeah.
So, I think now, over time, it's gotten so little at a time, people have spoken about it a little bit more and a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think probably, you know, back then, people did die in the homes.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't the, hospice and nursing homes so much. People took care of their elderly,
Right.
and they pretty much died at home
Mm-hmm.
way back when.
Right.
And so then you have to wonder if, did they die happily and move on, as happy as a dying person can be?
Right.
Or, was this an angry situation where they're not wanting to leave this earth? And, as resourceful people now, we're fixing up all of their homes.
Right. Yep.
And living in them, making them look nice and contemporary, but the bones of the home have a history.
They do.
And I do believe that I have had in the past dogs that are very in tune to the home and did alert us as a family to things going on or not going on.
Yeah.
And right now I feel like the house I live in is very peaceful.
Yeah.
Like there's just nothing there.
Yep.
It's just a plain little house in the middle of nowhere where nobody's sad, nobody's happy, and nobody's lingering.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sad and happy,
Well,
but I mean,
you're alive.
Yeah, I'm
So,
still here.
Yeah.
But I feel like the aura of my home is very positive,
Yeah.
and I do have a mouse. Other than that,
We're gonna get it.
we are, or I should say Tori is, because I don't like mice.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Not as a
Um,
pet.
No. Outside of that, I think I have a very kind of a zen kind of environment in my home, and I
Yeah.
don't ever see any of my animals really reacting to anything out there. So I don't believe every home I've ever lived in my life has some sort of paranormal issue happening.
Right.
I think it's just luck of the draw, if it's your home or someone else's.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
I do think the dogs tell you where you're at with your home. And I don't burn sage either yet.
No, I haven't actually done that. I know I joked about it, but I haven't actually done that because one, I don't know what it smells like, and I don't want my house stinking.
I hear it's a very powerful smell,
Mm.
kind of overwhelming. I did hear one person say that the smell of sage made them sick. That was your brother Cody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he doesn't
Mm.
like sage. I don't know why he's using sage.
I was just wondering that actually. Like,
he said it didn't make him feel good.
oh, good. Well, yeah,
Maybe he's possessed.
that's what's wrong with them. I knew something was wrong. See? I told you I didn't want another brother.
Well, sorry.
Here we are. I think my house is pretty peaceful. I mean, it's an older house, but I don't really have anything to complain about here. The dogs are relaxed. My kid's happy here. I'm happy here. I think this is a good one. A little creaky. It is an old house.
But there again, your dogs kind of indicate to you that it is clear.
Yeah.
And those are just creaks and the wind blowing and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yep. And that's the thing. I did not have any dogs there for a little bit, which it was not long. Okay. I'm an animal person, so. But I'll tell you what, everything sounded like something. I was pretty sure the apartment I was in was haunted by 25 people by the time I got Jim. So it's
And
easy.
then, did Jim tell you it was Claire?
Yeah,
Okay.
he just laid there and was like,
So there weren't 25 people
no,
invading your home.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just getting,
Creeped out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've let my mind went crazy. I'm used to having animals.
Yeah.
So, when I'm hearing things like that, I do typically look at the dogs, see what their reaction is. I didn't have that,
Mm-hmm.
so it was far too easy.
Well, and that's what I mean with me. I do live in the middle of nowhere, and it just gives you a peace of mind. The dogs do indicate to you that something's going on. And we've talked before about Yazi, who will be barking out towards the road at my house, and he turns and looks at the house to see if, I'm looking.
Right.
And so they do. They want to tell their person that, they're watching out for, living with, taking care of, that something is happening. And it's really great whether you're, worried about the paranormal or otherwise,
Right.
to have that reassurance.
Well, and that's the thing, you can say, oh, well, it's nothing. It's your dog's got this issue or that issue. Well, if your dogs are fine, they've got regular health or regular vet visits, all that, your dog randomly starts acting funny towards a certain area of your house, you might want to pay attention, because do you really think they're all of a sudden got Alzheimer's? I think it takes a little bit more time than just that. Which I don't know if it's actually that, but it's similar to that.
Right. It's a form of dementia.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you know your dog, and I mean, all that other stuff, we could go back and forth with the skeptics all day.
We could.
But if you know your dogs, it should be an indication when they randomly or abruptly change their behavior or whatever.
Oh, you know what?
Uh-oh. What?
I got a new business idea.
Uh-oh.
Maybe we should do like canine walkthroughs for people who are buying a house.
And
they can check it out and see if there's any scary locations.
Jim, should that be your job?
They have mold detecting dogs that they'll take into houses and find the mold in it.
Oh, yeah.
We could have ghost detecting dogs.
We should. Do you want a new job, Jim? He says yes.
Does he?
Yeah, look at him. He's,
If he does that, you're going to have to professionally groom him so he doesn't have to go out looking a mess.
I know, he is a hot mess.
He does have some shedding hair.
I gotta get those fluffs out. Handsome guy.
So, before we leave today, I wanted to put a hats off, thank you very much, to Genesis Lawn Care and Landscaping. We were getting absolutely buried by yard work with our, up here in northern Minnesota, it has just been raining relentlessly this spring. It's finally settled down, but out at the kennels, the location where we breed our dogs, I mean, the grass was just thick and insanely long, and they have come out and caught things up, weed whacking, mowing, everything. They have just done an amazing job out there, and they worked with me on my schedule, my budget, everything. So we wanted to send a special thank you out there to Genesis out of Thief River Falls, Minnesota.
Again, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at realtalkdogtalk@yahoo.com.
And thank you for joining us, and we're hoping that you will be here for our next podcast.
Bye!
Goodbye.